Hey everyone, it's Hindash. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. It's been quite a minute since I've been back, but I'm so excited to be back with Caroline. She is a very dear friend of mine, and I really wanted to kick things off with a familiar face, as I always do. In this video, I do try out a bunch of new products, and I do my classic techniques on Caroline, which we kind of adapt in every video and as we go, because I get to know her preferences, I get to know her face more. So let's start off with skin prep. I'm just going to be spritzing her face with water and then using my cellar water to take off a bit of that sunscreen that she has on, because I do want to start on a blank canvas. So just taking my time to gently remove this so we can have a fresh base. I always get asked about sunscreen in my prep videos, and I usually don't do it because we do film later on, or it would be towards the end of the day and then it's just not necessary, we're indoors. But I of course am a big advocate for sunscreen, and I usually wear it instead of my moisturizer, and if you have a good sunscreen you can skip that. I am on the oilier side, so that's one thing to note. But yeah, I'm really gently going around the eye area just to really get everything out. And now we can start with skincare. Doing a spritz of my Caudalie spray, you know I love this. I've been using this for years and years. And then going in with a lipid-rich moisturizer. This is just really good for the skin barrier. It's quite basic and I like it. I love a good basic cream because I know I can use it on so many different people and not worry about how it's going to react. So just massaging that in. And for eye patches, I'm going in with the Dr. Barbara Sturm eye patches. I do find these to be very small for some reason, but I enjoy them. And then a lip balm / lip mask all over the lips. You know I love a thick layer of this so that by the time we get to the end of our makeup, we can just go in with lips. After about 10 to 15 minutes, you can take these off. And I'm applying an eye cream to really hydrate this area and around the mouth. I do also love applying eye cream in drier areas like around the mouth, nose, or between the brows. Alright, so the star of the video is the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. Now, I did have this for a couple of months now, like 2 months, because Sophia gave me a couple to try and I was so excited when I heard that they're coming out with a stick. But I will say that I will treat this more as a highlighter or something that I would do underneath base, because to me this is the Hollywood Flawless filter in a stick. But I do prefer this to the Hollywood Flawless filter because I do feel like the Flawless filter kind of peels up and balls up no matter what I do. I do love it and I found my way to work around it, but this is so much better in my opinion. And I don't know, I really do like it. You know, I love to do concealer only in a lot of my base routines, and I usually mix Hollywood Flawless filter with bronzer all over the face. And I usually mix it with my color fluid in Carve. And with these, I feel like I get a very similar effect where yes, it does have that slight tint, but I still don't consider this as a foundation. It's super buttery, it melts into the skin. I've tried it with my hands, I've tried it with a brush and with a blender, and I just love the effect with all three. And what I love this the most as well is, you'll see this throughout the video, is I like to use it as a topper after I've done more complexion routines. So after I've done concealer, and when things start to look a bit flat or a bit heavy, this on top of your base or on top of your concealer kind of brings life back into the skin, and it doesn't really compete with base products, which I love. It is such a good formula. So yeah, I have been using this behind the scenes for quite a bit, but I haven't used it on camera, which is really exciting. So I'm using a couple of shades warmer because I'm matching Caroline to her body, because her face is much lighter. And here you'll see me do a bit of that underneath the eyes just to see, you know, how I'm liking it as a base, and I am going to be putting concealer on top. So just tapping it in with my fingers in areas that I feel like would crease. And now going in with my concealer, I'm doing targeted concealing and highlighting in the inner corners of the face. So just areas that I really want to brighten and lift. So around the eyes, around the nose, and mainly around the mouth area. And blending and tapping this into the skin so it really melts in with that base. And now you'll kind of get to see how that warmer tone comes into play, where we kind of highlight those tones and we get more of a multidimensional finish on the skin. Taking a bit over the eyes and on the lower lash line just to get rid of that redness and discoloration, and just getting around the corners. I'm also being quite gentle because Caroline has had eye surgery and I just want to be very, very mindful and gentle. There's always something about just an everyday makeup routine consisting of only concealer and a light base product that I just absolutely love. I also love a good powder foundation, and I wish more brands would focus on that. That's something I would love to see more of. So over here, I'm using it as a topper after I've done concealer, just to kind of bring back life into that area that I want to keep luminous, which is around the cheeks. And as you can see, it really doesn't interfere or lift anything. It just adds that beautiful glow and skin-like finish. Now moving on to my color fluids, which are my babies, and I'm taking the shade Carve and Canvas and mixing them together to create Caroline's perfect base, and just applying that over the eyelids with a dense, fluffy brush. It has to be a synthetic brush because these set and you don't want to ruin your natural hair brushes. I really prefer to use these with synthetic brushes. And I'm just slightly buffing this all over the eyes up to the brow bone for that budge-proof, even eyeshadow base. This can act as a one and done shadow too, because it's not going to move, it's not going to crease, and I love them. It's also a great idea to add a bit of that underneath the lower lash line because again, it's going to last all day and give you that beautiful warmth. Going in with my Monochromance palette, I'm just taking the lighter shades to set and kind of diffuse that color to create more dimension and more of a velvety feel. So just all over the lids and up to the brow bone. Because if I do want to add another color, I just want that seamless blend. And with a brown pencil liner, I'm just creating a classic wing close to the lash line and winging it out ever so slightly. And just taking a pencil brush and blending that in so it's softer, and then I can control the wing without adding more product. I'm just moving the product outwards. Make sure to really get close to the lash line so it does look fuller and gives you that lifted, beautiful effect. And repeat the same steps on the other eye, which is always great to do this after you've blended so that you don't move a lot of the product away. So always add a bit more after blending. And then taking the darker brown shade in my Monochromance palette and just blending that on top so we get a beautiful diffused finish. And that's basically all I'm doing to the eyes. I'm keeping it very, very simple, just focusing on mascara. And then, that brown is just kind of outlining the eyes, taking a touch of that on the lower lash line just to tie things together, focusing it on the outer edges, and just blending the edges with my concealer brush so that we have that very seamless blend. Nothing crazy. I do love this Westman Atelier highlighter. I use this on the eyes mainly. I do use it on the face, but I mainly do this on the eyes. And I'm using the pinkier one now. I always use the peach one, which I love. Applying a touch on the center of the eyelid and the inner corners and taking it in, kind of halfway through the lower lash line. I love this as a base. Sometimes I do this alone. Sometimes I add a touch of shimmer powder on top. And for mascara, I'm using the Lisa Eldridge mascara, which I tried for the first time and I'm so impressed. I mean, Lisa Eldridge can do no wrong. I love her products, and this mascara is such a hit. I gave it to Caroline because I've used it on her personally, and Lisa, this mascara is beautiful. Such a stunning, lifted, separated lash. I also use Lisa's lip pencils and they are beautiful. I've been using them a lot in my kit. I love them. I love a creamy wooden pencil. Such a beautiful color. Cleaning up with a bit of concealer just all around the lip, getting these corners nice and sharp, and then adding a beautiful creamy pink lipstick on top. This is from Lawless. I've really been enjoying these lipsticks too. They are beautiful and they create a nice variety of nudes. And I've been having trouble finding lighter neutral nudes, and they have it. And if you're looking for a dupe for MAC Flesh Pot, they do have one that's basically identical. I have been swatching them, so check them out. I think it's the lightest color. It might be platinum. I could be wrong, but I will be linking it down below as well. Such a beautiful color, and I really think Caroline pulls off these lighter neutral nudes with her hair color and her eye color. So beautiful. And then I'm also topping it off with the Lawless Forget the Filler gloss on top. I will link the shade below, but it is a very light, cool toned bubblegum pink, which again really cools down that lip. I might have applied a bit too much, but that's good because you don't need a lot of this product. But it just gave me that look that I wanted on Caroline, which is so pretty. And for my last finishing touches, I am doing a bit of contouring with my Monochromance palette. I love these tones, and I love a bit of contour on the tip of the nose. And just setting very slightly underneath the eyes and the center of the face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder in number 2. Very, very lightly just diffusing this over the skin with a very light, airy, fluffy brush. And it still doesn't take away from that glow because you just have it all over. It just creates such a beautiful finish. I really feel like that stick is such a beautiful product when worked in with your routine. I wouldn't just do it on its own unless you really want that very, very glowy look. Almost that editorial, very glowy, glossy, wet look. And of course, depending on your skin type, you want to use this strategically. But like I said, just as a topper towards the end, when you're done with your makeup, so beautiful. It just really brings back life to the skin. I think it's a pretty fabulous multi-use product. And then just setting the entire face with a bit of setting spray. And that is the final look on Caroline. I really enjoyed filming this and I'm so happy to be back and to be uploading again, which, I have missed you all. And I promise there will be updates. Yes, a restock is coming. Yes, a new product is coming as well, which is so exciting. So I will be doing another video just talking about that if you want me to. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.